competition with commercial fisheries like this one, which is another very controversial issue. Fishermen feel that there's too many seals, and if there were less seals, there'd be much more fish for them. That's been widely debated in South Africa, and they even got in mathematical modelers to study the seal diet. They studied the fish, and they studied the interactions using modeling between the fish and the seals. But they decided that removing or reducing the seal population would not necessarily cause an increase in the fish available to the fishermen. So there's no policy in South Africa at the moment to try and reduce seals in order to increase fish. The other part of that interaction is that seals do damage equipment. They do steal catch from the nets, and because of that, a lot of seals take the law into their own hands, and a lot of fishermen take the law into their own hands and shoot seals, kill them at sea, which is illegal. Generally, then a lot of seals have learned to scavenge around boats. They're very clever animals. They're also very quick to learn that food is available around harbours, especially with people feeding them. That's something I wouldn't really do myself, what this guy's doing in Hart Bay. But generally, interactions between seals and humans, like interactions between other animals and humans, often very negative for the animals concerned. I suppose seals scavenging around fishing boats and whatever are more likely to be shot, becoming tangled in nets. Those in the harbours very often, those attracted to harbours by the food available there or people feeding them, more likely to be becoming trapped as well in marine debris. These things you'll see on posters here as well. Plastic is very strong. Seals are very curious. They swim through hoops in the water, get it around their neck. It doesn't usually break, it just stays there and eats into them until they die very slowly, very painfully. There's some areas where we remove these traps, like in the docks at Cape Town. I think we've got the same seal has had straps removed from it more than 15 times in some cases. It just gets trapped again and again. Almost finished with the talk, just to go back to some of the satellite telemetry work we've been doing. This is in Namibia. There's 3 colonies where these animals were tagged in Atlas Bay in the south, the green ones, the red ones in Cape Cross, and the blue ones up in Cape Creer up in the north. Now Namibia has seen a lot of environmental changes in the last 20 or 30 years. Used to be a lot of fish available up here, but due to environmental perturbations, it's a lot less now, and there seems to be more availability up here. And that ties in with the new seal colonies that are formed up here that I showed you earlier. There's a lot of new seal colonies up in this area formed on the mainland. And we can see from the tracks of the seals that we instrumented down at Atlas Bay, the green ones. These seals are doing much longer foraging trips. The foraging trips here are just summarized by these straight lines. They're doing much longer foraging trips in the seals up north, where fish seem much more available. They're shorter, more regular foraging trips in the same areas. Here they're more scattered, and a lot of these seals are moving up to new colonies up along the coast here. And that is something that makes these seals very robust to the changes that we're seeing in the ecosystem. Their flexibility in their foraging behavior. They're able to eat different kinds of food. They're able to move to new colonies when things get very bad, and they're able to colonize some of these areas on the mainland, which they probably couldn't do in the past, but these areas are now protected areas due to reserves or diamond mining, and so they actually, at the moment, seals are one of the top predators that are not doing badly at all, compared with penguins, gannets. They're much more specialized in terms of what they need, in terms of food, where they breed. They've been unable to move further north than here, where the islands stop, whereas seals are managed to colonize this whole area up north here. And so generally, seals at the moment seem to be the prominent top predator in the ecosystem, and for that reason, their conservation status is least concern in terms of the IUCN listings. And they seem, because they're so robust, they seem pretty well adapted to the effects of environmental changes, climate changes, etc. And they've formed these huge colonies on the mainland up north. And I think that's where I'm going to end it for now. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve, for bringing yourself and the pups here. I appreciate it. Anybody got any questions?
Roger, why are all your little brothers and sisters barking off? Roman Rock. There's about 30, 40 seals over there permitted every day of the year.
Roman Rock.
Yeah.
Young seals.
Young seals. Are they males that have been kicked off, or?
What time of year? Not now.
No, they're there 365 days a year.
Well, look, I mean, the breeding is when November, December, so it's a bit early for that. So I wouldn't say they're kicked off. They're just there. I mean, they could be in the colony or anywhere, but they like it there, I guess. There's no reason why not to be there. So I think in about November, December, you see a lot of animals that are excluded from the colony itself, and that will be young males, young animals especially. I think this time of year it's just a nice spot, and maybe accessible to some feeding and stuff like that.
It's on the verge of the kelp.
Yeah.
And the wave that breaks, so they'll sit the edge of where the wave doesn't break anymore, and that invariably is the end of or where the kelp beds end.
Yeah.
So that's it. Do they sleep do they have to sleep on land, or can they sleep in the water?
Well, I mean, they can pretty much. I don't know exactly how they sleep. It's a good question, but I mean, seals go to sea for days, weeks at a time, sometimes even months without touching land. Because obviously, so they must get some kind of. They're able to shut down their metabolism away and rest in the water. They don't have to be on land, but they. I think it's better for them to have a balance between land and sea. They come out and rest on land. It's probably better all around digestion, thermoregulation, etc. So they try and be on land when they can.
So for them, to swim from here to Diamond Island is no problem.
How far would that be? From
30
sorry?
30 days.
Doesn't seem like that much for a seal, no. I mean they.
I've seen it every single day of.
Okay, to give you an idea, I don't know if you know where Clancy is, up near the Orange River. On the west coast, up near the Orange River, there's this big seal colony called Clancy. And we take some animals there with satellite instruments to see one mother during one foraging trip, which lasted 11 days, 12 days I think, swam all the way down from there to Cape Point and back. That's during one foraging trip. That's exceptional, but if they can do that sort of thing.
I have a question about the state management.
Yeah.
This is about seals, but I think when you showed the slide about the so there's a number of Cape Gannets and there's 3 species. I understand the penguins because they're nesting in guano. What's the reason for Cape Gannet populations decreasing?
Okay. To put that in context, the population in Namibia of Cape Gannet has decreased a lot, and that's probably largely food availability. But having said that, gannets, I think food availability has probably been the greatest cause of that, and even in South Africa as well. Recently on the west coast, there's been food shortages, and there's been some movements around of gannets around to the east of the country, and I think that's mainly related to food availability.
So that's basically caused by humans.
The food availability. It's a tricky question. There's been environmental changes which are not caused by humans, or that we know of, that have affected food supplies, especially up in Namibia. Fishing probably contributed. We're not quite sure how much. On the other hand, the fishing industry supplies gannets like seals. They're able to forage offal that's thrown off fishing boats. So they've actually, at least some of the gannets score off that, or they eat quite a lot of that. That's probably not as nutritious as the food that they're supposed to eat, but in terms of they're able to utilize that resource as opposed to penguins, which haven't really been able to do that. And I think the main problem with the gannets has been food related, and they're very most of the top predators are quite tend to want to breed in one place. What's the right word? Philopatric, or show fidelity to their breeding sites, including gannets. And when conditions and penguins, when conditions are bad in one area, they're not that flexible about moving to another area, but they do. But their population probably does suffer a bit from that. Yeah.
I have a question for Steve. During the mating season, when you attack males, do they normally stay on the island at all times, or do they go out at sea and mate underwater territory? Some still, like cruise people, they make underwater territories and they make a lot of sound as well when they mate in the water.
They don't make territories in the water. They can mate in the water, but and you will get males that are not able to sustain a big harem or defend a big harem, will try and mate with females in the water, but their total reproductive output would probably be much less than the males who are able to hold a territory of 30 or 40 females. So obviously, in terms of success, that would be the right way to go. And the ones, you can't call them territories, but they will try and intercept females in the water. They're going to have some reproductive success, but not comparable to those males.
They will mainly be just feeding from the island.
Sorry?
If you attack the males during the mating season, they would mainly be sending satellites back from that island.
Yeah, we never have actually done it during the mating season. Well, we have, but we usually tag in about July, and the batteries are usually run out by December, so we don't actually get information from what is there. Yeah, but the tags have generally shown that the males are. They also come back to the colony during the year, but they can go where they want to, as opposed to the females who have to come back for the time. Yeah.
I'm just curious, the seals that you disentangle, how do you go about capturing them, especially in a high profile place like the Cape docks? I mean, you obviously can't dart them.
No, not.
How would you capture them?
Some of them, it depends on how tight the strap is. You can sneak up on them with a pole with a hook on the end, and you might be able to hook it off.
Okay.
Or if it's a bit tighter, a pole with a blade at the end, a protected blade that can cut it off. If it's too tight, you need to catch them. There are areas there where you can do it, and they've made some special facilities there where you can actually close them in so that they can't escape. Actually, but we're able to fence them off so that they can't escape and then catch them inside there.
So none of this happens in nature generally, because you don't have those types of easy access places.
We've got a lot of you see a lot of seal colonies are out of the way, so we're not sure of the levels of entanglement there. But when we go into a colony, we invariably see animals with entanglements, and we do try and get to them unless it's going to disturb other animals too much. But we do catch them in nets or try and hook the things off. So we do see a lot. But there's obviously a lot of animals in those colonies that have not a lot. I mean, in terms of the it's a small number compared to how many there are. It's a negligible amount in terms of it affecting the population itself, but there are animals there suffering from it for sure. So and we see them, we try and help them, but sometimes you can't because you're going to cause too much disturbance to all the other animals to try and get to them. Sort of thing. Yeah, we had a guy. We've got some specialist guys who go out there all the time, every morning actually, and go look. And the one guy got quite a bite the other day. Yeah, so it can happen. Pleasure. Thanks for coming.